Okay, so let's move on to the work in progress issue without taking a break. So please take a seat.
You're wrong. When it happens, I double the right. I was maybe 92 to 33 to 99. That's good.
So we have 5 chords, and considering the number of chords by each chorus, we'll have a 7 minutes sharp. So 5 minutes for the part, it's 2 minutes of Q&A. So the first one is Billy.
I would keep that in hand. Okay, this was a pocket. Okay, does that work? Yeah. This is a talk, work in focus report I was doing at BREAKOut, and I had 15 minutes for it, so I have really to rush it through to have it in 5 minutes. The motivation for this project is we need more OpenBSD installations. And yeah, and in this millennium, everything has to be automated. So how can we improve here? Yeah, so what we are solving, I have to jump into that one. Who's using Vagrant? Oh, that's not many people. Vagrant is a tool that abstracts the configuration of hypervisor virtual machines, so that you can run your same VM layout with VirtualBox or VMware or Beehive. And I'm now in the process of porting that to OpenBSD. So if you have an OpenBSD VM setup with your 5, 6, or 7, or how many ever VM.conf files, you can use that. And probably I've seen people for Beehive using shell scripts. I propose use Vagrant, it's way more easier. And the other thing is, by this abstraction, if you are working on an OpenBSD laptop and your coworker is using OS X or Debian Linux, then you have a problem, because you cannot port easily your VMM configuration to a VirtualBox configuration. But with Vagrant, you are abstracting that and can run this exactly the same configuration. So that would be like, for installations only on OpenBSD, but as said, people could use even Windows. Linux or OS X, it doesn't make some difference. And the actual thing about it is, so you're testing a setup with 4 VMs, for example, and you're testing your auto-install setup, and you're installing .site scripting and whatever. And you can do that completely on your laptop, and then just break out when you're back home and install the actual physical machines with exactly the same setup. And if you have a functional problem later on, You can just recreate the virtualized configuration and debug the problem there, and then be confident in your fixing when you are rolling it out to the physical location. So it's like 5 minutes. It's still work in progress. It should be finished for the BSDCon talk. The core ecosystem for building it is already done. I would need some help with ports, like a Ruby gem bundle in ports. I don't know how that works. And I will describe in that talk in Canada in more detail how you can customize your auto installation, because there are a lot of hidden features that are not really documented that might help for some better installations as well. Yeah, like I said, it should be finished by the time for BSDCon, and the existing stuff is on GitHub. I have to push it afterwards. And any questions? Wow.
Okay, thank you. So next one here.
Hi, I'm Ilya, and I will give a status update for the SDIO stack previously. This is originally a talk from the Dev Summit a couple of days ago, but I have corrected it, actually updated the slides even, and made it a bit shorter to fit into the time frame. So what's that at all? So earlier you could find those devices, maybe you can still find them on Akitibara. You can try it actually. But nowadays SDIO is used for connecting peripherals on the embedded boards, including mobile phones and development boards like Raspberry Pi or WebBoard. You need it. Even iPhone. And the FreeBSD problem is that MMC stack doesn't support these SDIO cards in any way, so it doesn't recognize it at all. And there were unsuccessful attempts to add this support in the past. They all failed. So the new CAN-based stack, I have managed to bring it into a committable form last summer and committed in that revision. And now it supports MMSD, SD, and HD SD high-speed cards. Basically the same stuff that the old stack supports. And for SDIO part, it supports recognition, minimal configuration, and I'm working on bringing new bus so that it's possible to write device drivers. So this is how it looks like if you put a system with MMC-enabled kernel and up-to-date userland. So CAM control is normally used for examining HDD status and SCSI stack, and now we have MMC cards on the CAN as well. So what is possible as well is that CAN control is just one of the consumers of CAN userland library. So in theory, you can write device drivers in userland entirely, and that greatly speeds up the development. In fact, I'm writing a driver for the Broadcom Wi-Fi module entirely in userland, and only some features are missing to make it really simple process. So the link there, I won't open it now, but that's a userland program that does communication with the Wi-Fi chip. So what is open tasks, which is why this is work in progress, right? So the new bus integration is important because that will allow us to write normal FreeBSD device drivers that attach to SDIO card and do whatever they want. Then we need support faster cards, which means higher speed modes, UHS-1, UHS-2 for SD, and faster eMMCs, which require some work that has been done already in the old stack within the last year. But I haven't done it for the new stack. Then there is a eMMC partition support. I'm sure that almost none of you heard about that feature yet. Raise your hands actually. Who heard about eMMC partitions at all? Yeah, thank you. Good hands. Very good. So that's a bit hidden feature that eMMC card can have multiple partitions that are visible as completely separate address spaces on the card. They are not accessible all at the same time. You have to switch them, and you can use them for storing boot configurations, for example. And Ubuntu actually uses that on some boards. But this was implemented in the old stack, and I decided to implement it in the new stack. Then, as I said, support for writing device drivers in userland should be improved, because it's a bit incomplete. And that's not all. And the complete list of feature requests and bugs is kept at the GitHub project page, which is, I think I will provide a link a bit later. So the peripheral drivers, because once you have a stack, it's cool, but it's not enough. You have to write device drivers. And the biggest problem for now is Wi-Fi modules and Wi-Fi drivers, being Raspberry Pi and iMix6 ports use Broadcom chips. And TI Wi-Fi is also popular. Atheros uses Atheros provided chipsets, of course. And yeah, terminals. Very good. So Broadcom is important. It's work in progress. It's all free-time development. Maybe there will be some summer of code students coming to that. Yeah. Now I'm done.
Okay, thank you. We have 1 minute for questions. No? Okay, thank you. So next one is an ABSD.
Hi, my name is Makoto Fujiwara. I'm a developer of NetBSD that utilizes MEF. I'm also known as Makoto Kinu, I hope. And I'm working at Tokyo University right now. And I'm a developer, NetBSD developer since 2010. I'm now a member of the NetBSD Foundation board, member of the board. The board functions as a managemental direction issues. We have another core committee, core team, which make a direction for the technical issue. So the board is a managemental type. I'm working on the package source, and I have some package source freshness stages. The summary, NetBSD 8.0 is coming this year, I hope. NetBSD will have a GSOC program and support for new architectures, hardware support, meltdown, the spectral issues, and the security topics, and the version control system, and package source, and some MP-safe network stuff, which from IIJ guys. NetBS 8 coming soon, 6.0 is 12, 7.0 15, so 3 years each, so we hope we have this year. We have NetBSD taking part in Google Summer of Code, and support for new architectures. I'm 64-bit. We have another slide next. G5, PowerPC G5, Atari, old machines, old equipment, Atari, Milan, and Cobalt Mesh by Tsutsui. And so we have support for many ARM cores. ARM 64. 5 people are listed here who worked on this architecture, and multi-user mode, FDP, and it are supported, but SMP are not supported yet. And it's not committed on the branch, so we hope it committed very soon. I think Yo Shimizu here will do actual commit, I hope. hardware support, RASCAZI, some SCSI emulation device for older retro computer, X68K or something like that. It works on Linux RPI and NetBSD RPI. Upcoming PC adapter for DNAV. Many fixed and improvement in many drivers. Meltdown and spectral issue. V1 not fixed, V2 Intel waiting for microcode, at the same time looking for another little line. Meltdown E3 fixed with SVS, but it's only MD54 only. Security topics by Maxim VLAN. 12, 16, write and executable pages are not on the same page may not be on the writable or executable. And 60 AMD64 I38 and then will be fixed, and kernel ASR is fixed, and network stack audit is done. Dozens of bugs and vulnerability is identified. Version control system, we are using mainly with CBS yet, still. And we have a Mercurial server running at the pivot, and we have another 2 Git server by IAG and ZBSD by package source. Package source con for this year will be in Berlin in this July, beginning of the July. Pro package repository and postfix support for blacklisted D, fixing bugs so that NetBSD I38 and AMD64 are supported in the Golang by Christos, and Go 14 and Go work on NetBSD ARM also by Oshimaya-san. MP safe network stack from release 8.0. Network stack is multiple safe, multiple CPU safe, and it's not enabled yet. But if you add MP safe in the kernel configurations, those are enabled. Device drivers, layer 2, layer 3, interfaces, and others. I think that's it. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Michael Dexter, and I have some very quick things to share. Number one, I've worked with every major BSD, and recently I was looking for some older versions, and the results were somewhat surprising and borderline appalling in how little history is being saved. And keeping stuff around in 2018 is very easy to do, and had people kept it around religiously, well, this would not be an issue. But finding things such as a free BSD 3.0 release is remarkably difficult. And yes, there's an archive, and it's not very good. This is a photo from like 3 hours ago. So in getting the word out, people have responded in remarkable ways. And while not many users need to go back in time, I admit that. Some do, and I have absolutely nothing against doing this type of work for every BSD out there. So if you have collections like this, even if I come home to this, it would be great to compare the checksums of the ISOs against, say, 3 copies. I like a file system with checksums on it, love it or hate it. So anyway, if you have some history out there, I would love to discuss what you have, how it can be shared with the community, and I am talking to the various maintainers of infrastructure of where to host it once it's obtained. Also, hopefully within the next week or two, Meet BSD will be announced for 2018. It ping-pongs every year with, at the moment, VBSDCon. Maybe in California, maybe not. And if you need motivation for why to attend, observe the sheer excitement of this gentleman at a previous meeting. let's not reenact, but anyway. Thank you very, very, very much, IIJ, for your help with BeehiveCon this week and this conference. And Yamamoto-san, you have been excellent as a partner in that. Thank you, AsiaBSDCon. Thank you, Sato-san.
Okay, the last one is, that's fun.
Hello everyone, I'm Philip Apps. I'm a director of the FreeBSD Foundation, and I have 5 minutes for a 15-minute talk about what the FreeBSD Foundation does to support and build the FreeBSD project and our community worldwide. The purpose of the FreeBSD Foundation, which I'm sure everyone knows, is that we would like to make FreeBSD the best platform for research, products, computing, education, and more. It's basically a polite way of saying that we strive for world domination, or at least that we wish to support the FreeBSD projects in achieving their goal of world domination. To that end, we support several things. We're a volunteer, we're a charity. We are donation funded and sponsorship funded, and we spend this money on several efforts by the FreeBSD project. We support software development and operating system improvements. We support advocacy and education. We support meetings, and we also contribute paid positions to positions in the FreeBSD project which are not exactly fun to do. So the security officer or release engineering, things nobody wants to do, the FreeBSD project funds. And, well, we sponsored this conference, for instance. We achieved a number of things in 2017. We paid for improvements to ZFS. We paid for some improvements to the Broadcom Wi-Fi driver. We paid for all sorts of other things. Actually, I've only got 5 minutes, so I'm going to skip the rest of this slide. And in terms of software, we've been working with some software developers full-time. We've been hiring Caustic to work on all sorts of grubby, low-level Intel things, which I believe he might be the only person who understands them. We've also been funding work on things like stack guards and graphics drivers and and 64-bit inodes, which actually do work now. So all of these things are important work that needed doing, but volunteers were not forthcoming to do them. So the FreeBSD Foundation funded some people to encourage them to volunteer their time, which strictly speaking is not really volunteering anymore, but there we go. We also have continuous integration dashboard now, thanks to Liu Wen. He's somewhere in the room, I think. In addition to our improvements to the FreeBSD project and FreeBSD operating system, we also spread the word about FreeBSD. We have an annual FreeBSD Day now. It's, if you have a calendar with all of the festivals in the United States of America, you will find that it's the 19th of June. Yes, it is. The 19th of June is now the National FreeBSD Day. I'm not entirely sure how you go about celebrating this, but if you find a novel and interesting way of doing that, please do share. The FreeBSD Foundation has also been paying to present FreeBSD at more non-BSD conferences. This is, well, mostly me, but if anyone else would like to go and present FreeBSD at non-BSD conferences, this is very useful work to do, and the FreeBSD Foundation will cheerfully contribute to the expense of doing so. Basically means talking about FreeBSD to people who, for one reason or another, suffer inferior operating systems. It basically means telling people, you can have nice things. And we also support the FreeBSD Journal, which is a subscription-based magazine. You should subscribe if you don't already, or tell your friends to subscribe. And finally, since I think last year, we also have a deal with the University of Waterloo in somewhere in Canada, where we get 2 of their students to work as interns for the FreeBSD Foundation. They've been doing all sorts of interesting little projects and improving FreeBSD in smaller and larger ways along the line. We've been supporting the release engineer. This is all very simple. Has been ongoing for years. I'm not going to reiterate it. Okay, that was my last slide. But before I leave, the FreeBSD Foundation, as I said, is funded by sponsorships and donations. Donations are very simple. You whip out your credit card and you go to a web page and you spend your money on a great cause. Sponsorship might be a little bit more involved if you are working for an organization that suffers from an excess of cash. The FreeBSD Foundation will be delighted to help with this problem. We take any denomination. We are happy with unmarked bills. We are happy with bank transfers. Any way we can relieve you of this excess cash, we will do so enthusiastically. So yes, talk to me about that, or talk to Benedict, who is in the back of the room, or if you are in Japan and would like to speak Japanese about removing your excess cash, Sato-san will help you. And this money will be used for a very good cause. Any questions? Would anyone like to throw some money at me? Scott, I see you smiling in the back of the room.
We can talk later.
All right. He stared at me, not at Sato-san. Thank you very much for the
Oh, Mihai. Oh, Mihai. Oh, there's a good.
Okay, so AsiaBSDCon 2018, as you can see, the same logo like the last year, only I put there in yellow on the flag. So it was very simple for me. From the France, Romania. Okay, so AsiaBSDCon 2018 will take place in University Polytechnic Bucharest, Romania. Here you can see a picture in our rectorat building. It's a very amazing building in the center of the campus. The conference, I obtained some rooms in the new research building. It was built last year, finished 7 floors, and we have there multiple rooms where will be the venue of the conference. We will shortly open the call for papers, so please apply. Probably we should close the call for papers at the BSD earlier. We'll talk between us and your BSD Foundation. Also, in the next week, the site will be available with all the information you need. So, if you have any questions. Otherwise, thank you, and I will expect you in Bucharest after BSDCon at AsiaBSDCon 2018. Thank you very much.
Okay, excellent. My goal was work in progress finish before 5 p.m. So it is good time. So we are concluding AsiaBSDCon 2018, and I would like to say thank you again to our sponsors first. So FreeBSD Foundation, and the Initiative Japan, and SD Factory, and Skymiser. And I forgot to add a logo here, but the Dramamai project donated some funds for travel expense of speakers. And the systems and scale engine is providing streaming servers. And we as announced, all sessions are recorded and will be put to the YouTube BSD conference channel. And Gandhi is supporting us by providing the domain name service. So we had meeting the tutorial in the first half of the 4-day conference days. So FreeBSD had their summit, and the BSD had the both of the summit, and the BHiveCon is this year the BHiveCon is the full day event. And the paper sessions, we had a bit smaller number of papers, but previously had 12 papers, and AsiaBSD had 3 papers. And unfortunately, we didn't have enough number of papers from the BSD and the Jonghai BSD people. So please encourage people to submit the paper to AsiaBSDCon next year. So, is there any other people who has announcement here? Okay.
Goat hand over.
Oh, who? Who will bring to next? You have to explain what it is. First.
That's quite easy.
So this is now our group, the PSD Goat, which travels around the world to any PSD conference. He is very polite goat. He only eats paper. Thank you, group, for eating all my books. I spent with him few months, but it's time to go somewhere else, and this time it's going back to Taiwan with Yuan. Yuan, are you on the stage? So this is Groove. Be nice for him. Here we go. We also have a lot of clothes of Groove. Like I mentioned in Paris, it had more clothes than I do. Here we go. Oh, and also now we have passport. So he can safely go to new countries. So, as your new keeper, please do.
Yes. Upon presentation of this official passport, the Secretary of State of the Region of Fry Friends and Cali companions request that the I'll be permitted to pass freely without bed or guidance, and to afford the year such assistance and protection as may be necessary. First time to know what is on the first page of a passport.
Any other announcements? No? Okay, this is the last slide of the closing session, AsiaBSDCon 2019. So as usual, I am starting to prepare the AsiaBSDCon, and probably the next AsiaBSDCon will be held in this same building in almost the same date, so March 7th to 10th, so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days. And yes, I'm looking forward to seeing you again in Tokyo 2019. Okay, so it's time to conclude all the sessions here. So thank you for participating in the AsiaBSDCon, especially people who submitted a paper to AsiaBSDCon. The number of papers or the number of talk proposal is very important to keep up with AsiaBSDCon. So we have 3 major international BSD-related conferences: BSDCon and the EuroBSDCon and AsiaBSDCon. But the AsiaBSDCon is currently the smallest one. So I want to keep up with the other 2 conferences. So please consider to submit the paper. So thank you for coming, and see you next AsiaBSDCon. Thank you.
Thank you.